Hey, what's up guys? My name is Ray Brizzy of Lucky Cat Beats, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make trap beats without knowing how to play chords or melodies. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so first I'm going to show you the main loop that I use, or the main chords and the sound of it, and then I'm going to show you how I made the chords. So let's get to it. So those are the chords that I made. So there's this VST that you can use. It's called Scalar 2, and practically with that VST you'll learn how to make chords and stuff. You don't have to know how to play piano. You can just play them with one key. So let me show you. These are the chords that I use. And for trap melodies slash chords is the scales that you usually want to use, and you can just click on all types, and then you could go either to Virgin mode, or you can go to the harmonic minor scale, or you could just go to the regular minor scale, and then you can choose from there. And then I just drag those down here, and then I drag that onto my Omnisphere preset, and then I just started making the music. Before that, the cool thing about being able to make chords is that you're able to make bass notes, and those bass notes can help you out in the future when you're making 808s. And you just practically grab the chords that are the lowest here, and then you just drag them one octave down, and that's all you do. So that's what I did. And then for the bass here, I just practically grabbed the bass chords from here, and I just copied them and pasted it, and that's it. That's all I did for the intro. So let me show you what it sounds like. Alright, and another tip that I want to talk to you guys, the reason why I made the chords practically like fit in each note perfectly, it's because it's easier to draw in melodies that way, or to play them on the piano. And for the melodies, there's no real structure as long as you have like a chord already set. The cool thing about Scalar is that you can play melodies easily. So let me show you guys. In order to be able to play melodies and the chords at the same time, you have to go to scale white keys only, and then you can play the chords here, as you guys can see, and then you can play the notes by themselves. And that's all that I did for the beat. So I did this. And you can just do that just so you can see what sounds good. So for the chorus, I just took the same chords that I had right here, and I took off the bass notes, and I just let the triads go. So for the 808s, the patterns are pretty easy for the intro and the chorus, but for the verse I wanted to do something just a little bit different, so that it kind of had its own melody, but at the same time I only use the notes in the bass chords. So these, so F and E. And then that allows you just to make sure that the song kind of goes with the 808, or that the 808 goes with the song. And then I made one like little big difference, an A0 or a D0, but it's all practically the same. So it just makes the beat sound good and easy. But as for melodies and making the patterns, that's all that I did. It's pretty simple. And I'm gonna just show you guys what the kicks, or what the rest of the song sounds like with the drums. So I just let the hi-hats breathe, a couple of rolls, nothing too crazy. For the kick, I just wanted the kick and the 808 to kind of like complement each other. So when one ended, the other one started going, and every other like kick and 808 would be together, but they're kind of like playing a game with each other. And I just thought it made the beat a little bit more bouncy. And then the snare isn't in every like second or fourth time, but it's kind of like spread out, or sometimes it's not there. But I thought that would make the beat a lot bouncy for the verse. now let's go to the chorus. So for the chorus, I left everything the same. The only difference is that I just changed the kick. Just because the 808 on this one, it's different. I just wanted it to be a little bit more chill instead of just so much competition. The last thing that I have to show you guys is how I ended the song. And I just practically made it just fade out, and I only kept two instruments. So the flute and the 808, and then I just faded it out. And that's how the beat ends. So now let's go to sound selection. Alright guys, so for the sound selection, I use Omnisphere, so let me open it up and let me show you the patch that I went to. So I went to Bells and Vibes, and it's called the Memoriam 1. A lot of people use this one, but I wanted to use it more as a chord instead of like a melody. And I thought it was a pretty cool like switch up. The only other thing is that, so you can go right here and mess around with the effects. I took off some effects right here. I didn't like how it sounded, and then that's all I did for this one. And then for the flute, and I went to Trance and Optical, and it's called Mellotron flute. It's a pretty popular flute. A lot of people use it. Here again, I added a couple effects, and I added a reverb. I wanted to see what the reverb sounded like in Omnisphere, and they're actually really good. Now let's go to the 808s. So this 808, I actually dropped it and saved it to Sublab, and it's called Future Soul Reese. This one is actually in Splice, and all the other sounds that I'm gonna mention are gonna be on Splice. But I thought it just sounded good for the intro of the beat, and that's how I used it. Now for the 808 in the verse, I actually used this one called Deep Clean, and originally it came like this. So it had a kick in it already, and that's usually under the sampler, and it's orange. You can just turn that off. All right, so the next thing is I'm gonna show you guys the drum selection, and all my sounds I usually get from Splice, so let me show you them. So for the snare, I ended up using this one right here. And for the kick, I ended up using this one right here. And for the hi-hat, I ended up using called this taco hi-hat. And that's about it. And then I made sure my drums were in key, 808s in key, everything in key. And that's all that I did for the beat. Lastly, I want to thank you Big Burga for supporting my channel. He's just always constantly saying hi and what's up. I just want to shout out to you, man. I appreciate you. But besides that, this is all that I did for this beat. I hope this helps you guys out, and make sure that you get Scalar too. This is Ray Brizzy of Lucky Cat Beats. Peace.